Hello, everyone, and welcome to our summer wrap-up edition of the PBC Now. I'm Ken Gerlinger. It's been a very busy summer here around the Peach Belt. A lot has been going on, so let's dive right in and start with the Major League Baseball draft. 10 Peach Belt Conference baseball players were drafted by Major League teams in June. That's the second time in the last 3 years the PBC has had 10 or more players drafted, and it's the third highest number of draftees the league has ever had. Lander's Brandon White was the first player taken in the 12th round by the Atlanta Braves. In all, 4 players from Lander were taken along with 2 from USC Aiken. North Georgia, Francis Marion Flagler, and Montevallo also had players drafted by Major League teams. Speaking of Lander, the PBC thanks and congratulates Lander Athletic Director Jeff May, who retired from the role after 4 decades of service at the school. Lander announced that former Citadel AD and North Carolina State head men's basketball coach Les Robinson will serve as the interim AD until a full-time replacement can be found. The USC Aiken men's golf team was named the Academic National Champions by the Golf Coaches Association of America. The Pacers had the highest team GPA of any Division II men's golf team in the nation last year and were also named a GCAA All-Academic team along with Georgia Southwestern. The Pacers Award is one of just dozens of academic honors handed out over the summer. We can't cover them all right here, but I encourage you to check out all of our award winners on the PBC website. Speaking of that, the Peach Belt was proud to launch our newly redesigned website in June with our partners at Presto Sports. The new website gives you a great look at not only the latest news and information from the league, but also a look at our social media offerings, videos, and more. The site is now responsive, which means it looks great on any mobile device, so please check that out. The NCAA Woman of the Year Award will be presented in October. 5 PBC student athletes were among the 517 nominated for the award in all 3 NCAA divisions, but North Georgia's Shannon Coulombe and Clayton State's Maya Coonan were named the official Peach Belt Conference nominees and will make the final field of 142 after the first cut. Speaking of NCAA honors, 8 PBC student athletes were given NCAA Degree Completion Awards. This is a scholarship given to deserving seniors who have finished their playing eligibility to allow them to earn their degrees. The 8 athletes is tied for the second most among all Division II conferences. 95 students across the nation were given the award. Summer is a time of change, and many new head coaches will be making their conference debut in 2016-17. For the 3rd year in a row, the PBC held a new coaches seminar here in Augusta, giving new coaches information about the league, including policies and procedures. I had the chance to talk with one of those new coaches following the session. All right, Ken Gerlinger, I'm here at the new coaches orientation seminar with Columbus State women's basketball coach Anita Howard. And Coach, how was today for you?
It was awesome. A lot of information, a lot of pertinent information for the new coaches in the Peach Belt. I think you guys did an awesome job.
Talk about, you have a lot of experience. You were a player in the Peach Belt Conference, now you're a coach in the Peach Belt Conference. What's it been like so far for you heading into this season?
Well, you know, the one thing I love about the Peach Belt is the family kind of feel. I've got it at Columbus State. I got it today at the Peach Belt orientation. Playing at Armstrong Atlantic, you know, I'm kind of familiar with the conference and the competitive nature. And so I got to meet some of the new women's basketball coaches today. And so it's going to be even more competitive. And so I'm just excited to kind of get in, get settled, and get going. Does
a day like today help you think, prepare for your first season as the head coach at Columbus State?
Yeah, absolutely. We went over a whole bunch of array of information, some things that were different from the previous conference that I was at. So this was very informative, very helpful, and it kind of put me on the right track as to where I need to go or where I need to be.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Many of those coaches are just weeks away from starting their seasons, which means we are very close to releasing our preseason all-conference teams and coaches polls. All of those preseason honors will come out starting the week of August the 15th, so keep an eye out for that. We will, of course, have a full recap of all the preseason honors in our next edition of the PBC Now. The Peach Belt has also released the championship schedule for 2016-17, and here's a quick breakdown. Cross country will be held on Saturday, October the 22nd at Georgia College. The men's and women's soccer tournament will return to Blanchard Woods Park in Evans, Georgia for the 8th straight year. The semifinals and finals will be held November 4 and 6. We return to Milledgeville and Georgia College on November the 18th for the PBC Volleyball Tournament in the Centennial Center. The PBC Basketball Championships will begin with quarterfinals on February the 25th. The semifinals and finals will be hosted by the highest remaining women's East seed on March 4th and the 5th. The men's and women's golf championships return to St. Augustine, Florida, and the World Golf Village on April the 14th. Flagler will once again serve as host. Men's and women's tennis returns to Florence, South Carolina, and Francis Marion University on April the 21st. The PBC softball tournament will be held April 21st and 22nd, also at Georgia College. Men's and women's track and field will be run at the University of Montevallo April 20th through the 22nd. And the PBC baseball tournament will return to Florence, South Carolina, and Francis Marion University from May 10 to 13 in 2017. The full championship schedule can be seen on the PBC website. Just click Championships on the front page. Well, that's all the time we have for right now. I want to thank Molly Johnson for producing the show behind the scenes and remind you that we'll be back later in August with our next edition of the PBC Now.